Night fell, hot, still. The air was thick with an oppressive heat, making it hard to breathe. The village lay in a heavy silence, the kind that makes you feel like the world is holding its breath. Then, the scream. A scream that ripped through the night, silencing crickets, hushing the wind. It was a sound so piercing, so filled with agony, that it seemed to come from the very soul of the night itself. I had heard the cries of hyenas, the roar of lions, but this was different. This was not the call of a wild animal. It was something far more chilling, something that sent shivers down my spine. This was human. This was fear. Pure, unadulterated fear that gripped the heart and refused to let go. My name is Adana. My hut stood on the edge of the village, closest to the forest, closest to the palace. It was a humble abode, but it was home, a place of safety, until that night. The palace, a monument to power and fear, loomed in the distance, a dark silhouette against the starless sky. Its presence was a constant reminder of the authority that ruled over us, an authority that was both revered and feared. The scream came again, closer this time. I sat up, heart pounding. My mind raced with questions. Who was it? What had happened? The fear was palpable, almost suffocating. It was a woman's voice, filled with terror. Her cries echoed through the night, each one more desperate than the last. It was a sound that would haunt me forever. I had heard whispers in the market, rumors of disappearances, of shadows that stalked the night. People spoke in hushed tones, afraid to say too much, afraid to become the next victim of the darkness that seemed to have a life of its own. My brother, Emeka, was a potter. From a young age he was drawn to the earth, to the feel of clay between his fingers. It was as if he could communicate with the soil, coaxing it into beautiful forms. His hands, rough and calloused, molded clay with a tenderness that belied their strength. Each piece he crafted was a labor of love, a testament to his dedication and passion. He was known throughout the land for his beautiful pots, each one a testament to his skill and artistry. People would travel from distant villages just to purchase his creations, marveling at the intricate designs and flawless craftsmanship. One day, the prince's men arrived at our hut. Their presence was imposing, their intentions clear from the stern expressions on their faces. They spoke in harsh tones, demanding Emeka create a magnificent urn, fit for a king. The urgency in their voices left no room for refusal. The urn was to be adorned with intricate carvings depicting the prince's victories in battle. Every detail had to be perfect, a reflection of the prince's grandeur and might. Emeka, ever the dutiful citizen, agreed. He knew the consequences of defiance and chose to comply, hoping to protect our family. He labored day and night, pouring his heart and soul into the urn. The moonlight often found him still at his wheel, eyes focused, hands steady, as he worked tirelessly to meet the prince's demands. We watched him, a mixture of pride and fear swirling within us. Pride for his unmatched skill and dedication, fear for the unknown consequences if the urn did not meet the prince's expectations. The prince was a cruel man, his heart as cold as the clay Emeka shaped. His reputation for ruthlessness was well known, and we could only hope that Emeka's creation would be enough to appease him. Prince Adebayo was a man of insatiable appetites. His desires knew no bounds, and his ambitions were limitless. He craved power, wealth, and the adoration of his people, yet ruled with an iron fist. His grip on the kingdom was unyielding, and his methods were ruthless. His reign was marked by violence and fear. The villagers lived in constant dread, never knowing when his wrath would strike next. He taxed the villagers mercilessly, leaving them with barely enough to survive. Their hard-earned crops and goods were taken away, leaving them in poverty. Those who dared to question his authority vanished into the night, never to be seen again. The disappearances were swift and silent, instilling even more fear. Their families, silenced by fear, mourned in silence. The grief was palpable, yet no one dared to speak out. The prince's word was law, his whims, the villagers' burdens. Every command was met with immediate compliance, no matter how unreasonable. Stories of his cruelty spread like wildfire across the land. Whispers of his deeds reached even the farthest corners of the kingdom. It was said that he delighted in the suffering of others, that their pain was music to his ears. His laughter echoed through the halls of his palace, a chilling reminder of his tyranny. The day arrived when Emeka presented the urn to Prince Adebayo. It was a masterpiece, the clay polished to a high sheen, the carvings intricate and lifelike. The prince, however, sneered at Emeka's handiwork. He pointed a finger at a minor imperfection, a barely noticeable flaw in the clay. His voice, laced with venom, echoed through the throne room. "You dare present me with such shoddy work?" he thundered. Before Emeka could utter a word, the prince's guards seized him. They dragged him away, his pleas for mercy swallowed by the cold stone walls of the palace. That night the screams began. The night the moon turned blood red, the screams stopped. An eerie silence fell over the village, heavier than the humid air. We all knew, what had happened. Emeka was gone. Fear, sharp and cold, pierced my heart. I mourned for my brother, for the kind soul lost to the prince's cruelty. The urn lay shattered in the dirt, a silent testament to the prince's tyranny. That night, I vowed to leave this place, to escape the suffocating grip of the prince's reign. I packed my meager belongings, the memory of Emeka's warm smile fueling my every step. I walked through the night, the red moon a malevolent eye in the sky. I left behind the whispers, the fear that clung to the village like smoke. I never looked back. The prince's reign of terror continued. Stories of his cruelty followed me, whispers on the wind. But I carried Emeka's memory with me, a flicker of light in the darkness. Silence had fallen over our village, a silence born of fear. It was the silence of the oppressed, the silenced. And in that silence, the wicked prince's cruelty continued, a never-ending nightmare for those who remained. For more stories, tales like this, like and subscribe to NaijaTrends TV.